Okay, one more thing, sis. You know why else? Remember what we read earlier? It said we not faithful in God's statutes. You know why else we not faithful in God's statutes? What's your nationality? Black. And that's why, and it's designed like that, right? Because do you know what the term black means? I can't hear you, sister. It's not a what? No, the term black means absence of color. So if we all in school, right? I call Micah, he say present. I call Judah, he say present. I call Malachi, he say present. I call Jarrell, and he don't say nothing. That means he's absent. Is he there? Huh? No, he's not. He's absent. He's not there. He's not in his seat. His seat is empty. So guess what? Black means literally nothing. It's a color in the crayon box. And we not faithful to God's law, statutes, and commandments because we don't know who we are.
That's right. Bring it out.
Because I guarantee you, if you knew that you was an Israelite, you said black, right? So you would more than likely come from the tribe of Judah. If you knew this, then you would probably do something better. Then you would probably do what pertains to you, right? Because how old are you, sis? You very young, 26-year-old woman, right? I could tell that you that you smart. I could tell, right? Just by you listening, because smart people. I'm gonna tell you one thing I know about smart people. Majority of people that you know that they smart, they listen more than they speak. You see what I'm saying? They take in information and calculate it before speaking. And I can tell that's what you're doing because you ain't saying much unless I ask you a question. So the Bible calls us the 12 tribes of Israel, right? You will come from the tribe of Judah. You don't know about the Sabbath or what you're supposed to be doing because you don't even know, or we don't even know our nationality.
Right.
We come from the nation of Israel.
Right. Bring it out.
So you know the people over there that's fighting over the land of Israel right now, those people are fighting over your land. That's your land. Why don't you have any knowledge on that? Let me ask you this, sister. Could you see this from over there? What is this? Are you familiar with this history? Huh? Some? Did this happen to our people in history? Slavery? Slave ship? What a yoke at? Yoke of iron upon the neck? All that's accurate with history, right? What if I told you that God said that this would happen to his people for not being faithful in his statutes? God said that this would happen. God prophesied over 2,000 years ago that this would happen to his people for not being faithful in his statutes. I'm going to prove it to you. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15.
Bring it out.
Watch this. Come on.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses...
And all these what?
Curses.
All these what?
Curses.
Does this look like a blessing or a curse? This looks like a curse, right? Remember, I said God said that this was going to happen to his people for not being faithful in his statutes, right? Watch this. It said, all these curses shall do what?
Shall come upon thee.
Come on.
And overtake thee.
Have this happened to our people? Did this come upon our people? Did this overtake our people? Are we still going through it today? No, I'm talking about like physically being slaves. So what does that mean? That means it overtook us. That means it overcame us. Watch this. I'm going to prove it. Come on.
Verse 16.
No, go to verse 45 now.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses,
watch this, sis,
shall come upon thee.
It's saying the same thing that we just read. It said they shall come upon you.
And shall pursue thee.
And pursue you wherever you go. That's why you see the so-called Jamaicans, they got conquered. The so-called Haitians, they got conquered. The so-called Mexicans, they got conquered. It said no matter where your boat stopped, when your boat stopped to drop you off, this is going to happen to you. This is going to pursue you. Come on.
And overtake thee.
And overtake you. It came upon us. This came upon us. It overtook us. Come on.
Till thou be destroyed.
Until thou what?
Be destroyed.
It's saying the same exact thing verbatim. Come on.
Because thou hearkenest not.
Wait. God said this happened, this overcame us. What?
Because thou hearkenest not.
He gave you the reason why he doing this to us, why he did it to us. He said, because you hearkenest not. To what? To keep the commandments. You're not being faithful in his statutes. This is what he's telling us. Come on.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Which is the Bible.
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
Keep his commandments.
To stay faithful in his statutes. It's saying the same thing. We going through what we going through in our neighborhoods and our communities because we're not faithful in God's statutes. But we say we have faith. How do you have faith, but we're not faithful? You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of contradictory. You get what I'm saying here, sis? Read on.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Come on.
And they shall be upon thee.
And these curses, look, sis, it's a good side to the curses, right? Because we don't know who we are today. It says, the curses I'm going to put upon you, and it shall overtake you and overcome you till you be destroyed. But by those same curses, read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
This curse that I put upon you and your people is going to be a sign. What does a sign do? A sign is to identify, right? How do you know we on Mac Road? Because the sign identifies we're on Mac Road. How do you know we're in front of 7-Eleven? Because the sign identifies like, hey, this is 7-Eleven, right? So God telling us, through these same curses, I'm going to use them and put them upon you, not just to destroy you, but they're going to be used for a sign because you're going to forget who you are. These curses is going to identify that you are the children of Israel.
I know a story. Story that I want to tell. About a people that are living in hell. We came on slave ship. Fell from being great. As it is written. Deuteronomy 28:6-8.
You are now flying.
Southwest. Heard it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. Must have been before they made me a slave. Have you seen it? It's scenic. Full of fields where they spill blood of my faux folks. Acting like they ain't selling blood fruits to the po folks.
You see that, sis? Watch this. Watch this. There's more.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon our seed for what?
Forever.
So as long as we generating, you're always going to be able to know through what through the conditions of the people who the Israelites are. You're always going to be able to know through the conditions of the people and what they go through who the Israelites are. Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
It says, because you have not been faithful in my statutes. Come on. I'm using those words for a reason because that's the words that you use. And that's the words that we've seen in the Bible that it said we're not doing. We're not being faithful in his statutes. Come on.
With joyfulness.
We didn't do it with joyfulness, right? Some of us find out that the Sabbath day is Saturday and we still defile it. So we're not doing it in joyfulness. Come on.
And with gladness of heart.
Come on.
For the abundance of all things.
God said because we're not happy with everything that he gave us, because sis, no BS allowed. If our people didn't exist, then the world wouldn't exist. That's what the Bible said. The Bible said, I gave you, read it again.
For the abundance, but because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. For the abundance of all things.
The abundance of all things literally means the world and everything in it. We were the first created. We were the first rulers of the world. He said, because you not satisfied with what I gave you, the world and everything in it, come on.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He said, because you're not happy with what I gave you, the world and everything in it, now you're going to serve your enemies. Now we're getting into this time right here. Even up until now. It starts here, but it's still here right now, just like you said. Watch this, sis. Come on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Wait, who sent our enemies against us?
The Lord shall send against thee.
You see that? The Lord sent these enemies against us. Why? Because we wasn't happy for the world that he gave us. He gave you the world. He gave us the world and everything in it. But what do? We wasn't faithful in his statutes. And the result of us not being faithful in his statutes, he did what? And
the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
The enemy part.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He said, because you didn't serve me with everything that I gave you and was happy for it, now I'm going to cause you to serve your enemy. Watch this. Come on. And what?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent them against us?
The Lord shall send against thee.
That's just like you somebody's child, right? You ever get a gift and wasn't happy about the gift and then your parent took it away because you was ungrateful? That ever happened to you? No? That ever happened to you, Jew? What about you, Malachi? That happens in the black community. We're not happy for what was given. It happened to me before. I got a gift. I'm like, man, what the hell is this, Mom? Well, give it back. Now you ain't getting nothing. You being ungrateful. That's what the Lord did to us. He gave us the world, everything in it. You were like, Lord, but I didn't want the world like this. I wanted the world like that. All right, we'll give it back. And now your gift is to serve your enemies in what?
In hunger.
And hunger. Sus, you work, right? You work hard too, I can tell. Do you work? When you work, right, and you work hard, and then you go spend your money, right? Is you spending your money with somebody that look like you when you go to get food? No, where do you shop at? For grocery store. Safeway. Does our people own Safeway? No. So guess what? When you go to work and work hard, you probably get paid bi-weekly, right? You working hard for 2 weeks, and then you take the money that you just slaved for and then give it back to the slave master. That's called serving your enemy. Because guess what? Is your money serving your community? Your money is serving whose community? It's serving the oppressor's community. So watch this. The Bible is true. Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said, now, since you don't want to do what I told you, now you're going to serve your enemy in what?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Come on.
In hunger.
In hunger. So now, instead of you making money and spending it amongst your people, serving your community, you're breaking your back, spending your money with the oppressor and serving his community. Right. God said that this would happen because we are not faithful in his statutes, because we do not keep his commandments. Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. When you thirsty, what brand of water do you like drinking? Crystal Geyser. Is Crystal Geyser owned? Is that owned by our people? What people is it owned by? The oppressor. You are absolutely right. So it's telling you, you're going to have to, because you don't do my commandments and you don't live the way I tell you to live, I'm going to make you serve your enemy in food. I'm going to make you serve your enemy in thirst, in water. Come on.
And in nakedness.
The very clothes that you have on your back. Guess who makes them? The oppressor. Guess what? Guess all of that cotton that they got. Where did they get it from? There's fields up in the backs of our forefathers. Guess what? We served our enemies then, and we're serving our enemies now. We're just serving them in a different way. We're serving their communities and not attending to ours. That's what the Bible is going into. Why did this happen? Because we forgot who we were. Why did this happen? Because we are not faithful in God's statutes. Read.
And in what of all things?
And in one of all things. You got a driver's license? How you had to get that driver's license? Who owns the DMV? The oppressor. You got tissue at home? Who you get that tissue from? You didn't get it from me. I didn't get it from you. We got it from our oppressors. Why? Because we don't keep God's commandments. You see what I'm saying? Birth certificate, death certificate, anything that we can want in this present day and world, who do we got to go to get it? We're not coming to each other. Why? And this is only happening because we don't know who we are, or we don't know our purpose. Our purpose ain't to be black and die. Our purpose is to be kings and princesses on the earth. That's our purpose. We were bred to be that. But they deliberately teach you that you're black, so you won't tap into your heritage, so you don't tap into your royalty, so you never know what you're worth. God said, watch what God said about the Israelites. Keep reading. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Micah, listen to me what I'm telling you. Take this sign and walk it over there to that sister so she can see this up close and personal. And hold what you got. Take the sign and show her the yoke of iron upon the neck. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Step out the way so I can see her still. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Sis, you see that? You looking at it? Now don't stop looking at it. Read this.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Ain't that what the Bible just says, sis? What you looking at? Who did that to our people? The oppressor did that to our people. God said, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck. Watch this, sis. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. You gotta look at the sign, because the sign is gonna cause a whole bunch of stuff to go off in your head. Watch this. Read.
Until.
Now, you see the sign, sis? You see the sign? You see the yoke of iron upon his neck? It says, until
he have destroyed thee.
It says, until he have destroyed you. Now touch your neck. Is it still there? No. A yoke of iron, is it on your neck? No. So what does that mean, sis? He said he was going to put the yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. Do you have the yoke of iron upon your neck now? What does that mean? You destroy. That's what that means. What do you destroy from? You destroy from your nationality. You destroy from your culture. You destroy from how to believe in God. You destroy from everything that you're supposed to be doing, and now you're living the illusion. Have you ever seen The Matrix? That's what you in right now. That's who I am. I'm Morpheus trying to pull you out the Matrix, because you're the one.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo.
The Israelites, we the ones. I'm trying to pull you out of the Matrix, out of this hellhole that they confused you and tricked you to live. God said the yoke of iron was put upon your neck, and he was going to take it off when? After you've been destroyed.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with roles.